Still trying to the riches. East Coast.
It's Madden NFL 23, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about Brandon Gaudin alongside the one and only Charles Davis. And CD, lots of compelling storylines in a game like this. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for these two offenses.
And I'm glad you brought up the numbers, because sometimes it's hard to quantify a team's performance solely by judging the numbers. But I think with these two teams, what you see is a pretty accurate representation of who they are.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at two different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Hurts sets up to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Here we go, here we go!
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
Here we go,
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste, and the Commanders will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one, and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They're led out by a guy who, of course, spent 5 seasons as the starter in the city of brotherly love. The 2nd overall pick in 2016, Carson Wentz. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
They'll start out here with the option left. He'll be
Entering settings screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points. He's got a man, complete. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A huge play there for Washington. 41 yards. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
Looking long for Thomas. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Wins to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled. And they were in a position of having to play it both ways.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Wentz. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wentz to throw. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Wentz to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw here is incomplete.
It's been a fun game for him so far, but I think he tried to do just a little too much that time. Give the defense a rare win on that snap.
Here's Hurts to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Here we go.
On 1st down, Wentz. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball, and if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down. That's courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Slings this deep for McLaurin. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 76 yards. And the Commanders get a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. Wentz going to look to throw. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, but that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
They'll start with the option. Gets past one man. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. He'll buy some time right. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, here's a classic second guess. I thought he had a better chance of a positive play if he just ran it himself. The coverage downfield was really good. That one falls incomplete.
They tried to throw on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd and 1. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty... Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this.
Got so many memories.